So, as we get into the fourth chapter of the Dark Game audiobook, I have to explain that this chapter comes from a very long story of build up and very hyped, very somewhat suspenseful, but at the same time, this really showed me how I had something going, but I couldn't keep it up due to something that not only I surpassed, but something that kind of came to, it wasn't haunting me, but it haunted the people who affected me. I'm gonna start like this. Okay. I was separated from my mom, like I said in the first chapter. So after I got fired from my first job, I get another job. And when I get multiple jobs that don't pan out like the first one did, I start to realize that I was reliving a pattern of, there was this bullshit mentality that was telling me to somewhat grow up, but it wasn't about me growing. It was about the people around me to treat me as this is a new person, and they're trying to use the old ways to bring about how they want to use me. So I'll put it like this, a great example would be, so after I went to that convention, I created a phrase that basically means, oh, you're a popular kid, we want you to feel on this one chick, and don't worry, we'll put her right there. And what that is the equivalent to when I was in high school, people forced me to dance when I didn't want to. You see, the first time I knew I was a jack of all trades, I knew I didn't need to rely on that to get women, because I know that's not how you get women. I did it to have fun. It was an idea that I got from when I got away with the first chick at this first time, when she thought it was funny. So doing it with multiple ones was just an idea that spread out from one. What happened was this, they kept on asking me, and so eventually I ended up doing a little bit of jail time when I did it to the wrong person because they set me up. But I stopped right then and there, so the police kept an eye on me. So what happened was I went to another con, and when I went to that con, they knew me as a new person. So what happened was I created this new style within myself that was good in a universal while still able to keep my cosplay celebrity shit on point, and was able to go to another one without having that problem until I got harassed by my old fan base. You see, what happened was this chapter is the come down of a huge success. What happened was the work wasn't good as previous year where I blew up from that first convention, so everybody kept on comparing my life to that convention. That was only a small part of my life, which is something that they didn't realize going into this operation. You see, what happened was this was kind of like a mission that I had to take care of because I was a good guy. But let me backtrack to the fact that when I was living with my mom in the first Dark Game chapter, bad thing about that was these people expected way too much out of my personal day, and they wanted way too much out of me. See, what happened was I didn't get as much attention as the year before, but I was also had a better job, had a better lifestyle, and went about things kind of a better way, but I was kind of advancing, but I wasn't. You see, what happened was I did something to improve myself as a person. What I did was I got myself a membership after I got this job, and this membership helped me further my career with whatever I wanted to do, because my vocal cords got better, everything got better, but only one thing was bad. You see, I was contemplating if I should go to that con where I got famous on for the first time. Everybody was telling me to don't be paranoid about what's gonna happen to you at that con, and I knew it was bad, but I went anyway because I knew I wasn't gonna do that shit again. But I didn't expect people to actually try to force me to do that shit again when I literally tried to learn from my mistake the year before. You see, the reason why this was a come down was because that whole year was shitty compared to the previous year, because I had to work with like literally elderly people at the time, but I wasn't, because the first year I was more heavy on MGTOW, and I was laughing at MGTOW because I thought how stupid it was, because I only had one MGTOW moment back in high school when basically what happened was this. It happened the same way this convention happened. It happened when I had a history with a girl and we were already a couple, and she didn't want to explain that we were a couple in front of her friends, and the police came, but they realized that I was texting her. So I was good. I got slapped on the wrist because I had a receipt that I was dating her. So what happened was this: because they knew me for first year, they forced me to try to cop a field when I didn't want to do it this time because of the year before I learned my lesson, and that's why I went to jail for a little bit before the conviction. I'm like, yes, God, I have another chance, and I felt like I fucked up this other chance with God when I actually copped a field. I was being made fun of. They're like, oh, what happened was, they set me up to a point where they're like, oh, you're nothing without your, without you copping the feeling, and it fucking sucks because they know I'm way more than that, but they did little shit just to antagonize me to make sure I was done. And I really freaking hated that. It really pissed me off, but at the same time, what pissed me off even more was the whole year was just not worth it. I just went through a whole bunch of bad shit. You see, what happened was, the reason why I shouldn't have got a career in cosplay was the fact that I forgot that when I did the bad thing, I was always rewarded. And it pissed me off because the first year it wasn't like that. The first year when I was good, I got rewarded. But the second year when I got this cosplay career, it was like, oh, what happened to you? I thought you were back. I thought you were this and that. You should just grab it and get it over with. And it pissed me off because the whole fucking year, it really tore my head apart. Dealing with these toxic people, dealing with these one-dimensional, like, oh, you're a kid, you stay the same. Like, literally, you want me to do the same shit, and it pisses me the fuck off that I have to say that I cannot stress how crazy that year was. So the year went like this. So everybody was awaiting my second performance at that con that made me famous the first time, and so they were complaining that I wasn't doing the thing I was doing the first time. And so what happened was this: I was really mad because I met up with someone who was an anime and hip-hop artist just like I was, and that was really good because that Fanime was really good because I got to meet up with one of the rappers from the internet rap group I met before. But it's someone who I texted on Facebook. I feel that after I interacted with him, I got a lot more with my popularity. You see, what happened was I became hella more popular. I was able to put on a show, but I didn't want to do it in that way. You see, the previous show that I did when I had this little career as a cosplayer this was literally all I had. Like, what pissed me off is that this cosplay shit, my entire year was bad until I got into every con, and so it really fucking sucked because it really was a downer that I went down because the first year it was consistently good and the con was literally just a bonus. But that last year taught me a lot about, everyone has cars now. They're trying to say I'm so far behind while I'm not because everybody's trying to set me up. And I've learned from my mistakes that I don't need a car right away because I learned from my friends who had cars at a young age that that's not always the best option. But it's still okay to know how to drive, and trust me, I know how to drive. So the main reason that this year really just hit me hard was when I went to that, they called me a predator after forcing me to cop and feel because they say we don't like you unless you grab ass. And then once I grabbed ass, they labeled me a predator, and I got the smack while we're home. You see, what really pissed me off is that when I woke up the next morning, I'm like, did I really do bad? After the first day, they already labeled me that, and I already knew they were reporting me, but I thought they were doing something bad, but I thought I was doing something worse, I'll put it like that. I knew I was logged in. I'm like, okay, this is the same shit from last year. I'm already good. So I came in, I come back, and I come out with a very sick outfit, and I automatically come in and my results are better from the first day, so I kind of get the celebrity thing that I missed the first day with the second day. So when I went that day, I got extremely more popular. I got to meet up with my friend who was the rapper who I was talking about, and we really shut it down, and everybody was looking at us as we were walking with the fit, and it was good. It was hella crazy, but the same thing happened. You see, what happened was it was an entire fucking con of me getting the wear stick to an entire con of me literally being called out for it every time and me still not getting in trouble. I was grabbing ass after ass and still not getting in trouble. Like, what the fuck is going on? The problem was that they were antagonizing me. So what happened was this. It's like, okay, so I go to what I practiced from the previous year. You see, in the dark game, in the third chapter, what happened was I got embarrassed on the dance floor the first year I wasn't really embarrassed, so I was already cool, but you know, in the eyes of me, I know I can do way better, so it pissed me off that I got a little bit of booze, but I got a lot actually, but it wasn't for the reason I thought it was. So it made me feel insecure because I've been dancing for a while, so this time I've proven that I've been a high tier dancer, and so I come back and everybody's appreciating me on the dance floor, and I asked earlier that day, so I come back from the dance floor, I'm like, oh my god, everything is so good. Everyone was excited for my third day cosplay because I had a theme and I was coming that third day, but as soon as I got home, one of my friends sent me a picture of me as a predator. And it comes all from me having so much fun to dance floor, me grabbing all this ass, me being the cockiest guy ever, to me looking at that. I'm like, so I knew I was allowed the third day because I literally knew it was based off popularity, but it was also based off me, like my reputation as a person. They knew I was a good person, so I already knew I was okay, but I knew it was bad. When I saw that, and I saw that in labeled me as a predator, it didn't matter if I got word for it. I let that shit stuck because I have children. I was imagining all my side chicks looking at me. I had hella freaking girlfriends. When they saw that exact same post, and so I was really, really scared about how everyone viewed me, how my family views me. I was looking at how every single person in the world views me, and it really, really pissed me off. How my children view me, especially how their moms view me. Everything really just hit home. How my friend who was a rapper in the rap group that I was rapping in saw that post and how they felt about me. It really, really made me look at myself like, damn, I am a dumbass. You know what pissed me off is, if you know Omori from Naruto, what pissed me off is, like, I chose Omori from Naruto because I'm black, and if you do your research, like, Kishimoto specifically made that for people to understand, like, cause I was in high school and I was watching Naruto, I'm like, hey, they have a black Naruto. Well, when I got that, it's like, oh, if you look at it on a faggot grand scale of things, that just because I was a unique character is the reason why they labeled me that instead of the second one. You see, the second day I cosplayed as Todoroki from My Hero Academia, and I really won the popularity alone because I was doing some disgusting shit. But the first day I was Omori, and when I got that picture when I was a predator, I want you to picture it as someone like who's autistic, someone who's picked on by other people, and it's like, it doesn't matter how unique you are, it doesn't matter how great of an idea that you're a black and you chose Omori because you messed up at all. Like, you are still a retard. You've been feeling like girls since you were in junior high. Literally, all that shit is like, it doesn't matter. I haven't learned a thing because I literally thought I was cool. I thought I was civilized because I was off the streets, and because I was able to roast, oh, okay, welcome to life, buddy. All that shit is like, oh, you're still a baby. That's why when we let you out in the real world, feel like you didn't know what to do with yourself. If that was the case, then why did I blow up the first time, you know? I had shit, but at the time, I was going through mental baggage because I was thinking about how everybody was viewing me. But I don't know why my mom didn't say what was up to me, and that meant I already won. That meant that everybody, and my mom's best friend runs a prison, so it's like, I would have already got in trouble if I was gonna get in trouble. And my grandmother told me not to go, but she knew everything was gonna be okay. But I still let me stuck because what happened was I really, really, really loved that con because it literally made me feel like I can get my junior high back. Well, because every single night of that con has a dance, and I felt like literally I love anime and I love to dance, so I really can't prepare for this con. And that's when I was Todoroki. I had a laser light show thing going on from the Vegas con. I took that and I had a laser hat and a laser mask to go along with it. That was a really great thing that I got to redeem myself from last year, and I got to really end off on the best note. But here's what happened is, the third day I was supposed to be this character, and that character was Oob from Dragon Ball Z. And the whole reason why they were so excited was they were all talking about how I was Todoroki and stuff, but then they labeled me as a predator, and they were all like, oh no, this guy was cool, he wasn't doing none of that when I was talking to him. And yeah, multiple people, and there was this girl that I got through that con, and she stood up to me, and she posted on Instagram using street codes like, oh, they convinced him to do something stupid. So I knew I won, but it still wasn't right, and I still let it stay in my head because it's like, man, that really, 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 really sucked, and it really put a downer on me because these people know I have children. These people know I'm in a shell that I shouldn't have been in. That whole entire year, I was really really ridiculed by society. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked, I was still known as a retard. And it's like they did a whole bunch of stuff to gaslight me that entire year to prove that I haven't changed since junior high, when the year before that I proven I have. Because the old me would have got caught immediately if I did the shit that I did the first time I went to that exact same con. So I did improve, and the reason why it was a come down from a huge success was because that shit got me so popular, but they knew I wasn't gonna do it for long, so they tried to convince me to do it. And the worst part about it is that same day I was gonna be Uber, I was supposed to sing this song that I practiced that whole year. So what happened was they gaslighted me. After I posted pictures when I was Todoroki, they started gaslighting my channel. They didn't say shit the first day, but they started like posting comments to make sure I won't go. But I wasn't gonna go regardless, because what I did was disgusting. It wasn't the right time, and that doesn't mean I should stop. But what was worse that year was I went to the Crunchyroll con that year, and they treated me even worse because I did everything right. What happened was I got a good idea. I was Kizaru, and then I was Connie from Attack on Titan, and then once I did that, but I didn't grab ass, and I really did hella good. I literally played by the rules, and security guards pulled me over. And talking about, oh, they're complaining. I'm like, they weren't complaining as much as the first time, but it really was pissing me. It really was bad. It really was stupid that I had to defend myself verbally after being invited to Crunchyroll. And it was like, this whole cosplay career shit made me think about, you know what, I'm making too many people jealous. Even though when I recovered from that mental baggage from that previous con and killed shit at that last one, it was a sign that I need to stop doing this, and that it's a level that I've already surpassed, and something that I need to get back to my workshop. And because I don't have the receipts and papers, because I don't have rights to see my kids, you see what happened was because I dropped out of college, I would have had the power to do this, but I wouldn't have had the knowledge of how to get pussy so easily. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, now I have kids that I can't take care of. Now I know better, and people can use that against me. People can say, oh, you're still this and that, you're still immature, you might have got pussy, but you can't get girlfriends because you don't have money and stuff like that. They can always gaslight me, saying that even though I know pussy isn't something to be put on a pedestal, I have receipts, but I don't have receipts on paper, and that pisses people off when I try to get work, because I know how to act like an incel when I'm not, because I used to be an incel. And that's why when I play retarded and shit, they know I'm joking. Hurts that that's my position in society right now. It's hard for me to get a job because they know I know how to get women, they know how everything, you know, jack of all trades. They hate me because, plain and simple, that year was a big come down and a big disappointment that no matter what I did, they put me in a paradox situation. When I had enough money to take care of my kids, my baby's moms did not contact me at all. And that was a big ass setup. But you know, what was even worse that year was I got to prove everyone wrong, but they still get their suffering, I still get my suffering, so it ended off in a stalemate. As much as I hate to say I won, I lost, but I won by default. And that is chapter 4 of the game book.